Okay, so there's a video um, I've talked about a couple times of when it comes to certain agendas that people have. So this whole idea of like the brotherhood of man or something like that, it's not just necessarily the whole patriarchal thing. I'm not a feminist. I do believe men are important, and as well as women, we all have gifts, talents, and abilities that we need in order to co create and make community as important as possible. There's been a concern of mine when it comes to certain um, ways of things and how knowledge is being passed down. It's like a hijack of information, where the information is coming from, the source of it was learned a long time ago. And unfortunately, a lot of men had made decisions for the rest of the generations to follow of how information is to be distributed and how people are to share that. And it's not equal, and it is not a community mindset. It is one of control, and those with the knowledge. Knowledge is power, so would be able to remain in control. Unfortunately, it's still continuing. I don't even think there's some people that realize, because those that are brainwashed severely, or those that are not awake and aware of their own cognitive state and the function that they play, the role that they play, how important they are. I don't think they're understanding that they can be manipulated and controlled by certain means, especially spiritually, um, energetically. They can be controlled by certain things to push a narrative in a certain direction. And if they're raising children to be a certain way, or only sharing information with the boys, let's say, but not so much the girls, giving the men the upper hand advantage for when they do become adults themselves. The whole idea of who gets to retain this information, who gets to carry it, and who gets to remain in control is ridiculous. It should be equal, as they've already stated it is equal, but it's not. And I see it every day. I'm watching other people around me with young families and stuff, and how they treat the boys and how they treat the girls. And this is not for every family. Some families have taken it upon themselves and broke the curse in order to realize that it's equal, fair between both sexes, not just the masculine. It can be confusing when it comes to energies about, because we carry both masculine and feminine energy. So I myself carry a lot more masculine, but it's a form of self-defense, and it is a form of also supplying to me what I need that I'm not getting from the opposite sex. So if I need to be the supporter, if I need to be the one that is taking care of things and protecting and doing all the things that typically in the past a masculine role would be responsible for, I'm doing that as well as being the feminine as well. So I'm holding both masculine and feminine. But what I'm talking about actually is who carries the information down. So I made a video. I haven't posted yet, I don't think, or maybe I'll post it first before I post this, in regards to a family and how they are grooming or teaching their young boy certain things of how reality works and how energy works and how we can manipulate certain things or remain in control, and how we can do certain things, and how they're teaching this and sharing this and carrying it down for the boy. But then when it comes to the girl, she almost seems carefree in her childlike state, as she is a child as well. And she's completely oblivious to these certain things. She's not being groomed for that, maybe for something else, but she's not being taught certain things, to even be aware of that specific advantage that you can have with the knowledge carried down, the information shared. And that also includes manipulation of energy as well, of what you can do, what you say, how your words are very important. Certain objects and stuff you can use to your advantage. How it works with energy exchange for other people. and how she's not necessarily being taught that, so she's just getting to carry out the position of just being used in a sense, and then groomed however which way. Now, this is not to be judgmental of any families and how they're raising their children, because as a parent, you raise your child how you wish to be raised. I mean, how you wish them to be raised. And yeah, I guess how you would have wished to be raised too. But there's certain traditions that are also carried down that I don't even think some people are aware that they're even doing, especially when it comes to the sharing of knowledge with the young boys, but not so much the girls, in a different aspect, a different way. This is problematic because when they get older, they're going to have a different way of functioning and seeing reality than women are going to have a different way. Not all, but some. And then it's almost like the women are going to be playing out specific roles when they become adults themselves, or make certain decisions based off what they know, what they've been taught, what they learned, because what you believe, what you actually believe in your reality, literally becomes your reality. You co-create with that. You manifest with that. So if she's taught one way and the boy's taught another, it's going to be completely different in their realities and what opportunities they're given and the things that they manifest and call in towards themselves, their understanding of energy, how they're going to understand of manipulation of energy, and how the reality that they live in works, how they understand it. And so when one is being sort of directed in one way and the other one's being directed in the other, yes, it can leave a huge gap and an unfair advantage. And when they say this whole society of the brotherhood of men or something like that, yeah, there are societies that are not so secret, and there are good people in them, and there are not so good people. And by that I mean unhealed. There are healed and unhealed versions of people in specific societies or cults or anything you want to name it. Any corporation or any big branch or something like that that has power or hold over information, there's going to be certain decisions they make over the general populace, and propaganda or advertisement or subliminal messaging and stuff like that. Again, when it comes to control, when it comes to governmental factors, there's going to be people that are also too the healed and the non-healed. And unfortunately, at this moment in time, the narrative is being pushed in one direction, of that which is not self-accountability, which is not introspection, which is not taking into account that you are responsible for healing yourself, and not just projecting it on other people, and not just being a consumerism type of system or reality where everybody is not getting in tune or in touch with themselves, which naturally is the way we should be flowing. So when it comes to information and holding back information, we shouldn't be it shouldn't just be in favor of the young boys, giving them information so that they learn about this early. It should be both. Now, I said there's some families doing this, and I watch. So I don't have children myself, but I watch the way they're raising them. There's some families that are teaching both equally how this reality works, and teaching them and giving them guidance in how certain things work, so that when they reach a certain age, that it's not just going to hit them in the face, that they are going to have advantage over their own lives and be able to make certain decisions for themselves in order to manifest and co-create their reality around them, to give them equal advantage and equal opportunities and in this reality that we are in. And then there's other families that are not doing that, that are actually only in favor of the young boys being passed that information and knowledge, and not so much the women, which is a problem. Or maybe even some circumstance just giving the information down to the women but not the boy, which is also too a problem. Showing favor over one sex and not the other is adding to more of this issue. It's just giving more fuel to throw on the fire in the future, and it's not okay. How you choose to raise your own children is your decision. That is your responsibility. That is your free will in whatever way you want to take it. But if you have not healed yourself, if you are not coming from a place of understanding